I like that. That's a good way to start. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of The Guide. I'm Yo, that's Will. Video game reviews from Christian Dudes. It's what we're here to do. And this week we got 2 reviews for you. We're actually going to take a look at Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And we also have a quick look at Test Drive Unlimited 2. So without further ado, we're going to dive right in and listen to all the expertise that Will has in the fighting game extravaganza known as Marvel vs. Capcom.
Expertise is really an appropriate word to use.
Why do you say that?
Because either Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is either really easy or I'm really good at it.
Okay, well, what mode did you play it in? That's the key thing. Did you do the easy mode?
I just did normal.
Oh, okay.
Normal difficulty. I did hard. That was hard.
hence the title. Makes sense.
No, it was cool. If you took Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball Z, and Super Smash Brothers and smooshed them all together in a fighting game, this would give you Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Very interesting.
Because it was very comical fighting, I thought, as far as, have you ever played the Dragon Ball Z fighting games? Yeah. It's like that, but you've got your Super Smash Brothers sound effects thrown in mix, and just Mortal Kombat looking levels and settings. So I think it was fun. I'm not a huge fighting game person, but out of all the fighting games I've played, it sparked my interest the most, which kind of it said something to me. So
yeah, well, there you go.
I enjoyed it, and the levels, it can get hard if you want it. It can be easy if you want it. So it's very versatile for age range, I think, for gamers, and it's not incredibly violent either. There's not really a whole lot of blood.
It's not
or
like
that.
Mortal Kombat where you're ripping people's spines out.
No, there's no fatalities and mortalities.
Well, there shouldn't be because they're superheroes on the Marvel side. Anyway.
Yeah.
So what would you grade it overall, and who would you say this game most appeals to?
I'd say this game definitely most appeals to kind of a high school age range of player, because for the fact that it is a little bit easier to get through, and I'd give it, out of a rating of 7, I'd give it a 5. I think.
What was the best quality? What was the worst quality?
Best quality, definitely the gameplay, the amount of attacks that you have. You've got buttons everywhere to use on the PlayStation controller. You've got your superpower effects on your triggers. You got your normal punches on the buttons. You can use your sticks in different ways. It's very versatile as far as that.
And the number one down quality, the thing that you like the least.
The number one down quality is they didn't have my favorite superhero characters,
which is
the Fantastic Four.
Oh, they're not in it?
No.
Really?
Fantastic Four, nowhere to be found.
That's a little bit shocking. Definitely got docket points for that. Especially after their tragic loss recently. How could they not be included in a video game?
I know, it's very tragic, but I think it's overall a pretty good game. Very fun fighter game.
Alright, well, and I haven't had a chance to play it myself yet because there's not a demo out, and I was busy working on some other things. And so I didn't go out and play it. I feel like I need to sneeze, but I don't. Don't you hate those fake sneezes? It's like,
where your face starts to burn?
No. Okay. I'm good. So, moving on to Test Drive Unlimited 2. The thing I found most interesting about this is it was trying to meld like MMO sensibilities with a racer. Basically, like taking World of Warcraft, multiplayer, a massive multiplayer online game, and then turn it into a racer. Kind of like how Autolog, had constant online presence
from Need for Speed.
Right, from Need for Speed, where you have constant interaction with people, even if they're not online. This kind of takes it to the next level and tries to take it towards that World of Warcraft. Very interesting experiment. I can't say that the experiment is a success as of yet, but there are some good elements. Test Drive Unlimited 2 does a lot of things well, but it doesn't excel at any one thing. If you're looking for like a crazy sense of speed, you'd go for like Burnout or Need for Speed. Same if you want like crazy crashes and stuff, you go for those games. If you're looking for a realistic sim when it comes to driving games, of course Forza or Gran Turismo. Those games excel at those specific areas. Test Drive Unlimited 2 does not, but it does it well enough where it's enjoyable.
So it's entertaining, but you're not going to get those same types of physics and real feeling.
Yeah, the handling doesn't. It's not the same as those games. However, Test Drive Unlimited 2 does a lot of things. You got everything from your street racing to off-road rally racing to just open world driving around, cruising around. Lots of cars to pick from, realistic, graphics for the cars. They're pretty good. I mean, they're not as good as like Forza or something like that.
And I think that's a really cool feature because there's so many racing games and car games out there, but they're all individual segmented. There's only off-road or there's only drag racing. So it's really cool, I think, to have them all put together.
Yeah, this one does it all, and it does it pretty well. Again, if you're looking for excellent experiences in specific areas, you pick a different game, but there's so much content in Test Drive Unlimited 2 that helps it overcome some of the things that it doesn't really excel at. And the social integration, being online all the time, is very interesting. There's a few times where I was driving around and the other racers online were only interested in ramming me off the road, which doesn't make sense because it's not Burnout, so you don't have those crazy awesome crashes. Like if your car hits, it's like gink. It's like bumper cars, There's no damage modeling, which I thought was kind of weird. So crashing into people didn't really seem to be such a great pastime. But what's kind of cool is if you see other people in the game, you just flash your headlights at them and you can instantly challenge them to a race. Just like if you're passing on the road and stuff. So it's really easy to get into multiplayer matches, to challenge individual players, and I like the integration of the online element when it works.
How was the server quality?
Not great. In the first week that I've been playing it, it was offline more than it was on.
Really?
So, there's times, it'd be weird. Like one day I'm playing and you see the little icons for all the other people who are playing. Like the next day, I'm suddenly alone because everyone else got raptured.
Well, that's just the bonus post-apocalyptic
yeah,
level.
that's right. That's the yeah, good call. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So yeah, it does a lot of things well, but doesn't do anything excellently. And it's a solid racer.
So how would you want to rate it?
Honestly, I'd rate it a 4 out of 7 because it does a lot of things well, and it has a tremendous amount of content, but doesn't really excel in any area. And you can find better experiences with other races. However, it does have a GPS system that actually works. I can find my way around the island really well, and I found that helpful because, let's face it, in the real world, sometimes the GPS thing doesn't work so well. So that's why you can tell you're playing a fantasy video game, because the GPS actually worked. But it got me thinking about how handy it is to have a God positioning system in our lives. Like it says in Isaiah 30:21, whether you turn to the right or to the left, you will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." It's good to have that direction in life, and it works if we'll listen, which is always the key. So if you feel like you're getting lost, you turn on the GPS system in your life and you can find your direction, which is helpful in massive driving video games and in life.
And if there's any further questions anybody wants to follow up on for any of these games, you can email us. I'm Will at m88.org.
Or Johan at calvaryabq.org. You can also read more reviews, interviews, news, articles, and much, much more at hollywoodjesus.com. And next week,
3DS.
Were you like trying to?
I was trying to.
3DS.
How many is in 3?
Hold up. We're going to try to get some hands-on time with the Nintendo 3DS. We'll also have a review of Mario Sports Mix for the Wii, so be sure to tune in again next week.